Hello, my name's Annette, Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through the Easy 16 HST method. This means we are going to make 16 half square triangles out of 2 squares. In my case, the squares are 10 inches by 10 inches. First, on the wrong side of one of my squares, I am drawing a horizontal and a vertical line halfway across the square. So in this case, I'm drawing these lines at 5 inches. Next, I place my 2 squares of fabric right sides together. To avoid any slipping when I take this to the sewing machine, I'm going to use a few pins to pin it together. I'm making sure to keep these pins well away from the lines I've drawn and away from the outside of the square. Now it's time to stitch. I'm going to sew on both sides of the horizontal and the vertical line. After that, I will sew all the way around the outside of the square. Here is a little close-up of my 2 squares after I stitch them together. Now I'm going to remove those pins and do some cutting. The cuts on this will be on the lines I drew, the horizontal and the vertical lines. Then there will be several diagonal cuts. As you can see, diagonals all the way around each quadrant of this square. And there will also be diagonal cuts like an X across the square. Now, because I have lines horizontal and vertical, I prefer to do my diagonal cuts first. I very carefully place my ruler from horizontal to vertical line across, diagonally across a quadrant, and then I make that cut. I very carefully lift my ruler so nothing gets disturbed. And again, lining the ruler up with the horizontal and vertical line, I make another diagonal cut across another quadrant. And lining up my ruler with that horizontal and vertical line, I cut another diagonal across the third quadrant. And carefully moving that ruler to the next position, I cut from the edge of the horizontal and vertical lines diagonally across that last quadrant. Now it is time to make our last 4 cuts. I am making a diagonal cut across the entire 10-inch area. Then I'm going to make another diagonal cut the opposite way. Then I am going to cut on the horizontal and the vertical lines that I drew at the beginning. And here you see we have 16 half square triangles. Check my description of this video for a little disclaimer and some things you need to take note of. I am going to make all my 16 half square triangles from this block into hourglass blocks. Thanks for joining me today for this little tutorial, and I hope to see you back real soon.